or so. And yeah, it's a nice opportunity to come back to Kenya. We were here last year. I guess we'll get into the nitty gritty of this in more detail. But yeah, we were here last year recording with a bunch of artists, and we're back now to promote the single that you just heard, Sherehe. And yeah, just to have some fun and play some shows around Kenya.
That's dope. London. How do you get the name Village Cuts? Living in London.
Well, I mean, I was born in London and then moved to the countryside in the UK in Somerset when I was about 10.
Okay.
And that's where I met this guy when we were in music college when I was about 17.
Okay.
So we've been doing different music projects for a long time. And Village Cuts, this project, which as Matt said, is the last 4 years or so. And we kind of wanted to include a name that doesn't have any specific location, and we are inspired by so many cultures from all around the world, and we aim to visit all these places and work with artists from all around the world eventually. And yeah, we come from a really small village as well, so yeah, I wish there was a really interesting story, but that's just kind of the name we're stuck with. Once you choose a name, you're like, okay, so
that's true.
That's it now.
When you talk about music school, how extensive are we talking about when you're talking about music school?
So it was after secondary school. I went to a college, like a sixth form college, and studied music technology.
Is that like BTech or?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It was a BTech level 3. That's where I met this guy and a bunch of all of our friends, and we started doing loads of different parties and collaborations and just kind of learning your craft. And when you're like 17, when you're so young, you're so just creative and you don't really know if you're doing anything right or wrong, but that means loads of fun stuff happens, you know.
So I guess when you're at the point where you're like, okay, I want to go to music school, did you think, okay, but you had an idea you want to do music or pursue music?
Yeah, so when I was in school, I used to play a lot of guitar and be in a few different bands and stuff, but then started getting into electronic music towards the end of school, and so it made a logical progression to study music technology, and found myself with all of these guys.
Yeah, it was a similar story for me as well, but I remember in particular, you know, after you're getting towards the end of your school years, and for me, I just had someone that was slightly older who said he had just started a music tech course, and he was like, man, this course is amazing, you get to learn this. I was like, wow, I didn't even know there was a course for that. So I did that, and yeah, best decision ever. Like, you know, made lifelong friends with this guy, and we started many projects together. So it's been some years sweet. Now. Hey.
Yeah, so man. You guys are in Kenya right now. I'm curious, where has music taken you so far? Like, where have you gotten to see because of music? Because that's what you guys do full time, right?
Yeah. So I mean, it's taken us to various corners of London, which is like a pretty interesting place, but also various corners of the UK, a bunch of festivals in the UK, and then a bunch of different cities in Europe. And Kenya is the first place in Africa we have been. We came in last year.
Yes.
But yeah, there's still so many more places we want to go, even in Nairobi, let alone wider Kenya. Yeah.
So how did you guys end up in Kenya last year? Like, how does that end up happening where you're like, okay, we're going to Kenya?
Yeah, so we were working online with the Bengatronics crew.
Shout out.
Yeah, big shout out to Greg,
definitely,
Willie, Joe the Man, DJ Mura, Udilele, the whole crew. They're like amazing guys who we started doing stuff on the internet with.
Did they find you? Did you guys find them, or how does it work?
So we have mutual friends. There's this producer duo from Holland called Umoja. Yes. And you know those guys, and then they've worked with Bengatronics for a few more years than we have, and then I think they linked us up a few years ago. We made some internet collaborations, and then we thought this is not good enough, we're going to come and do it all in person. So we came and organised a big trip last year and met everybody in person, and it's so funny, like, we felt like we knew everybody already, so when we finally got there it was just like, wow. It just felt so I have
a very serious question for you. So we're an online radio station that plays only Kenyan music.
Yeah.
So when you guys, being people who are living in London, playing in London, does the music that we make here, or does Kenyan music appeal to people outside of Kenya?
Yeah,
definitely.
Because
yeah,
we
and-
had that argument within ourselves a lot of times in terms of, is Kenyan music good enough? Is Kenyan music, like, so there's a whole beef of, and like we're
Yeah.
trying to figure out how we're trying to build an industry and it doesn't really exist.
Well,
but we don't, I don't know, we don't see it from outside. When you guys come here and see
our aim, one of our aims of this whole project is to like build a stronger sonic bridge between London and Nairobi,
Okay.
and try and get more of an exchange of sounds going on, because
Yes.
I mean we personally love Kenyan music and all the different genres that Kenya has. And all the different styles. It's like it's been such a massive learning curve for me just to even understand all the different languages and tribes and like cities and stuff. But another kind of great thing about it is that in London, our local venue is this amazing little club called the Jago in Dalston, and it's run by this amazing guy called Kwame Otiende, who is Kenyan.
Okay.
And
It's Luo.
yeah,
Luo, man, yeah.
and when we first started playing in this club, we were playing some like old school banger, and he just ran up to us like, "What? Can I swear on this thing?"
Yeah, for sure.
He was like, "What the fuck? Why? Like, how are you playing? This is my music. What the fuck?"
Yeah.
So we started playing there more and build up this amazing relationship with him, and he's so supportive of all different styles of African music in London, but especially Kenyan music.
Okay.
So we started doing events in this club and kind of working together on parties and stuff, and really pushing all of the Kenyan music that we love in London.
So, what would you say is the sound that Village Cuts plays? Like, if someone asked you guys,
Okay, I'm glad this is a long show. Have you seen that meme with the guy with the crazy hair with all the pins up on?
Yes, yes.
It's like this is when I try to explain our music to like my mom or something, you know.
Okay.
Like there's
Kind of like this.
you have to do a TED talk, you know. But like I don't. That's not trying to say like we're so complicated, but I mean we have such a broad variety of interests. So if I'm in a lift with someone and I have 5 seconds to say something, I'd say global club music with influence from Africa, the Caribbean, Latin America, and we collaborate with as many artists as possible to kind of have Afro electronic music. And then obviously there's a long form answer which goes on and on and on, and with many different countries and
In
sounds.
terms of the sound of the music that we make, there's definitely sort of a sort of I'd like to think that we have a signature style in terms of the drums and the sound effects that we use, and then whether we work with someone from Kenya, Luo, or someone singing in Swahili, like that kind of foundation of our sound is hopefully there. But yeah, then we've done collaborations with people in Colombia and Uganda as well.
Shout out Saltman Kitala.
Saltman Kitala. Yeah, and but we just follow our ears. If something picks up our ears, then we'll like to do our research and find out about the local styles of music there. And yeah, Kenyan music, we fell in love with it really.
How did you stumble upon Kenyan music? And I
Yeah.
guess what about it was made you keep guys going back to it?
I think something for me is like a lot of guitar sounds.
Yeah.
So because I used to play guitar when I was a teenager, and then hearing different like rumba styles and banger styles, and hearing the way the guitar is just like it's like party music.
Yeah.
Just
It's
makes
like
you
guitar samurais.
just like I mean I wish I could play like this. I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
many more years of studying, but
Yeah, I definitely think the same. Like the guitar and also just the rhythms were the first thing that picked me up personally. But then as we've got more into it, we've just discovered how rich the musical diversity is within one country. We dive deep on Luo music, but then we've discovered some stuff more like Mijikenda stuff from the coast and everything in between. And we really like that fast Kamba Benga.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
So, question, in terms of production, you guys are not just DJs but producers as well.
Yeah.
With the production side, you're hearing these beautiful sounds from Kenya. Are you sampling, or are you learning to like recreate these sounds? Are you like, because of course you can do electronic, you can electronically recreate these sounds.
Yeah,
but I guess
yeah.
how are you guys making this music, and I guess
So yeah,
what does it become? Because then it is Kenyan music, but when you guys take it and fuse it,
of course.
what do you call it?
So we definitely started off when we didn't know any Kenyan musicians to collaborate with. We definitely started off sampling.
and also remixing kind of all the classic tracks and banger tracks that in our DJ sets, which are mostly electronic. It's like kind of hard to. It's not on the grid or whatever.
Yeah.
So remixing.
And a lot of
tunes
these
that
banger
we want-
records, which people don't understand, is hard to find.
Yeah.
So you
yeah.
should, like, you might have the vinyl, like the UK, like there's somewhere out there, but it's not even available online.
No,
Yeah,
it's true.
yeah.
I
A lot of
remember-
that's the hardest spot, because like if people who really fuck with banger, like you have to be a collector, or like know
Yeah.
where to find these CDs
Yeah.
or what these, because back then you could go to the record store and buy records,
Yeah.
but then now those guys don't make music anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The you know, so it's very tricky to find.
There's a few circulating. I remember I went to a record shop in London and bought a few. I don't know if you could call it banger, but maybe more rumba records, and sampled a few of those and made some tracks out of it. But now, to be honest, we like the collaborative approach, and
Yeah.
we want it to be sort of a two-way street rather than us just jacking the sounds and making beats out of them. So now our focus is on collaborating and working on some common ground between us and artists, and educating each other on our where we stand in music. And
So it's funny when Cheke called me. He tells me his whole story. He always has a pitch. So he pitches it to me, and I'm like, send me the song. Let me hear it. Like, let me hear music. Let me hear the song.
Yeah.
And he sent me shit right here. He said, there's other stuff out, but listen to this. And I was like, wow.
hey,
I'm like, okay.
Wow, this
The
is
music,
terrible.
Wow,
the
this is
music
bad.
speaks for itself. The music opened the door.
Yeah.
So I guess, where do you find Yaba, who's Rumba Kane,
Yeah,
and then you put
yeah.
that together with DJ Mura? Like,
Yeah.
how does this record come in? Did this happen last year?
Yeah, so
and talk
this
about.
is- this is
I'd
part
love
of
to
the
know,
same-
what happened with that whole series, you guys coming and everything.
Yeah, I mean, that was part of the whole artist residency at the Megatronic studio. But leading up to this, we had Mura do a guest mix for our radio show, and he'd like send us a bunch of Yaba's tracks and was like, "This guy's cool." And I mean, most of the A&R work for all of this music, we gotta give props to a man like Dr. Willie Wagger, who basically match made us with a bunch of artists from the extended Megatronics family, and we kind of just had these studio sessions where we'd wake up in the morning, an artist would turn up, we'd have a
Where
little.
were these studio sessions?
So these are at the Megatronic studio.
Okay, where's it?
in
Rongai.
Rongai.
In Rongai.
Yeah.
So you two
Overlooking the national park.
Zungus were chilling in Rongai.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the
yeah.
fuck? And you felt safe?
yeah, I mean, it was great, man. It was
Yeah, we have the baddest DJ in town, so it's all
Yeah.
good, you know.
Okay.
it was overlooking the national park, so it was great. Setting up microphones, just jamming, and there's a bunch of animals walking around in the distance. It was great for us.
Yeah.
You don't get that in London.
That's
Yeah.
dope. So you guys are chilling over here, and every day different artists are coming.
Yeah, so Willie and Mwalimu Greg set up all of these meetings and sessions with these artists, and then so they turn up, we'd kind of chat to them for a bit, just get to know each other, find out what kind of musical middle ground we have, and like understand each other, and then just started jamming. And to be perfectly honest, this whole experience last year was a very new thing for us. We've done sessions with artists where you might work remotely, or you say I want this vocal, or I want this guitar in this exact part, whereas these sessions were just so like organic,
Free
and
flowing.
just spontaneous. And like I know it's a cliche, but like we just got into this rhythm, and then suddenly the songs just kind of happened. I mean, also because the artists we work with were incredible.
Yeah,
Amazing.
the best. Yeah.
Like, so maybe the credit's due where their artistry is, but yeah, it was amazing. So we just kind of jammed out.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
And silly question, forgive me for asking, but okay, I walk into the studio, I find two people there. Like, you'd have to prove to me that you're good. Like, you guys have to be good. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
The guys you're working with are not jokers. So
Yeah,
like,
no, they're legit, man.
so it's like, how do you guys find that
That's
chemistry?
a
Like,
good
you never jammed together.
Yeah.
I've never met you before.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, okay, cool. Show me what you could do.
I think
Yeah.
And if you show me if you're good, of course we're gonna riff.
Yeah,
And,
I mean, I think
I feel like that's tension.
part
Like,
of
is
that-
it easy?
Part of that is like down to the open-minded nature of the people we collaborate with, but because
Yeah.
we are just so up for anything that I don't know, maybe we showed them some of the other tracks we were working on.
Yeah,
or
I
like-
also think we were on purpose. We were enthusiastic about learning about them, learning about where they're coming from musically, and I think maybe they just kind of vibed off the enthusiasm that we were trying to give to them. And then I don't know, it's a good question, but it all just felt very natural, to be honest. I
Yeah.
mean, after we had a chat for half an hour, we'd never met any of these people. We just started on a beat from scratch based on, you know, some kind of idea. For instance, with Yaba, the original skeletal idea of the Sherehe song was kind of a old school rumba rhythm, and I think it maybe started as just a you know, a small beat, and then Yaba just started, you know, thinking melodies in his head. We recorded some acoustic guitar, and then just the parts, you know, started stacking up, and then suddenly
I
we
don't
had a
want to
track.
sound like too cliche, spiritual kind of, because I'm quite a cynical guy, really. But the energy is what carried these sessions, and like when you catch a vibe with someone, and it's just happening. It was amazing.
So we were all dancing around the studio. It was like, you know,
I don't think my dancing is going to inspire any hit record, but it might inspire them to leave the studio.
So you guys, let me ask you something. When you guys come here and you visit and you work with these artists, whether it's through the conversations you have with them, or whether it's through the music and what you're able to hear, what do you guys take home? Like, what do you like? Are you able to understand what they're going through, or like,
as in like the lyrical content?
The content and the conversation. I'm saying through the conversations and through the lyrical content.
Yeah.
Do you get a better understanding of them or their journey?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like, does it help you relate or understand or even
hugely?
see? Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, in the process of writing the songs and us trying to getting to know each artist and them getting to know us is just important. Like leaving with something that we are both parties are like really happy with and feel like they've put their own kind of expression into it. You leave with such a better understanding of who they are, and again, it sounds like a cliche, but you leave with, I see them as a friend now. You know, we did like a 4-hour session and made something that I love, and that's a really special thing, because sometimes you do a session and nothing happens. Nothing comes from it. So every single one of these sessions was just like, it was buzzing, man.
Yeah, we were really keen also to hear about, because we don't speak Luo, might be a surprise. We don't speak Swahili even, so we wanted all of the artists to teach us about what they were singing about, and also.
So you know what Sherehe means, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you've experienced some Sherehe, I hope.
Oh, we bring the Sherehe.
Okay, good. Okay, if you don't know what it means and you don't, if you're bringing the Sherehe and you know what it means, I fuck with that. Love it.
Yeah, no, we just, you know, like I said, we want to. Also, our job in sort of making the electronic side of things on the tracks, we wanted it all to match. We wanted to understand the message of the lyrics to then know how to create the song, you know, initially. And then things with, you know, even artworks and stuff down the line, we want it all to be cohesive and tell the story of what, you know.
Shout out Mwadzame as well.
That's an amazing cover.
Go hit him up on Instagram at Mwadzame.
He's an amazing artist.
He's wicked, man.
Yeah, we're looking forward to linking up with him this week.
So I was asking you, when you guys take what you guys do and fuse it with these guys, what do you call it? Is it still Benga? Is it world?
I guess
is it Bengatronics?
That's for people to decide. I don't know. It's all just a collaborative sound project. You know, it's just both sides coming together.
I get that for like marketing purposes. It's more difficult if it doesn't have a box to fit in.
Fusion.
But I hope, you know, that's kind of our whole thing. We love so many different styles that at the moment in the early stages of your career, it's like people find it easier to associate you with a genre or with a style.
True.
But hopefully in the long run, in 5-10 years, people will just accept you for your eclecticism.
I love it. I have to ask a very stupid question. What the fuck are these HTC things?
Oh,
I feel left out. Is it like a new AirPod thing?
We've got our camera guy here who's like,
Big up Andrew.
He's got a backup microphone.
Okay.
I mean, you can wear mine if you want.
It's like a lapel mic almost.
I think we've got like some like special
I'm like, this is like some different kind of device.
This is London Blame.
I'm like, this is different. This is different.
This is the tracker from London.
I'm like, they got the chips on. No more COVID. Who the fuck? Like, we're safe. Anyway, it looks interesting.
Thanks.
Last time you guys were here, did you guys get a chance to play live?
So we didn't play actual live set. I mean, we played
some
a few DJ
sets.
So we played at the Alchemist.
Ooh, okay.
At the Gondwana party.
Fuck around. That's huge.
Big up Siraj. He's a great guy, man. But we haven't played a live show here yet. And on Wednesday, see this nice segue there. On Wednesday,
This is what we do here.
Nairobi Street Kitchen is our first ever, not just our first ever live show in Kenya, our first ever live show in the world.
What do you mean? Okay, and for me and everybody else who doesn't get it,
Yeah.
what's the difference between a DJ set and a live show? Because clearly there's a difference, right?
We look busier, basically. No, so we have a couple of toys, like Ableton devices.
Yes.
And we basically break down all of these projects
Okay.
and basically replay some of the elements from our devices, with little keyboards and
Yes.
triggering samples. And we're also inviting a whole host of some of the people who played on the records that we made to come, and hopefully they're going to make us look and sound a million times better.
Dope.
We've got the legendary Michelle Ongaro coming down to play guitar. We've got Yaba, we've got
Yes.
Shari Africa,
Yes.
Judith Bire.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that speaks for itself, really. So it's the focus. Hopefully, is less on what we're doing because we just want to hear them play live.
And
Yeah,
this is on
yeah.
Wednesday.
This is on Wednesday,
Nairobi Street
and
Kitchen.
we are playing at Ethos in the daytime on the 3rd of December. If anyone's not around on Wednesday, there's another jam happening.
Okay.
On the third.
Where is Ethos?
It's in Westlands.
It's in Westlands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so those are our 2 live shows of this tour,
Okay.
and it's a whole new thing for us. I mean, yeah, really excited to try and push what we're doing to a new level and get to play with these amazing musicians.
So have you guys heard about the Ableton community in Kenya?
Santuri?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, Sama, and they have a whole academy.
Yeah,
and
when we were in Kenya last year, we were lucky enough to work with Santuri
Okay.
and teach a workshop in Kilifi
Oh, nice.
as an Ableton workshop.
Because I know there's a community of Ableton guys growing up. There's a guy called Kamaru. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
There's because I know a lot of people are doing more of that espresso. I feel like espresso would be definitely guys. You guys would definitely.
I mean,
link up with.
we're good friends with Justin and Emma, Coco M.
Yes.
And Mr. Lou.
And Mr.
Mr.
Lou
Lou,
as
yeah,
well.
Mr. Lou, yes.
Like, David and Mwalimu Greg, they've got a wicked program there that
Yes.
looks like all the tutors are just so cool. So
Yeah, Santuri is you know.
I've seen so many new female producers in Kenya come out
that's
of that
great, man.
program.
that's so good, man. Yeah, it's wicked. Like, there's so much exciting music coming out. Like, so many female artists as well
Yes.
that are pushing the boundaries and doing new things with new genres. And
So people would be surprised. I feel like you would know more Kenyan music than most Kenyans would.
yeah.
Maybe.
Scare us. Put us on. Who would you say, like, whose music are you really fucking with right now from Kenya?
I mean, how long have we got?
We've got as long as you can keep going.
I mean, there's you probably know these guys and girls already. Obviously, Coco M is like
Yes.
an international superstar.
Kilumi, have you heard the project?
Yeah, amazing. And she DJ'd for us at Glastonbury as well. And her and Justin back to back
Okay.
really will incredible scenes. That
Okay.
was special. But there's a whole host of other female artists. Nabalayo.
Nabalayo's an amazing producer
Yeah,
too.
Wendy K.
Shout out Wendy K.
Yeah, Janice Iche. Hope I
Yeah,
said
she
her
just
name
dropped. I
right.
think she's dropping an album, or she
Oh,
just
nice.
dropped an album. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole host. I mean, even DJ Mura, I know he's a good friend of ours, but we love everything that he does as well.
He's a man, but, yeah.
There's someone A-Rush.
Shout out
who-
A-Rush.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've not met yet. Personally.
Have you heard this? He's got this interesting collabs he's done with like the song called Nekwao.
I think so.
With a couple with McKinley, and he also has a record with Suraj.
Yeah.
Jabba.
Yeah, no, he's great, man, and we've been listening to his stuff for a while, but sadly I don't know if he was in town last time we were here, but we're gonna try and catch him this time.
Okay.
Yeah.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
There's so many
man.
people we want to meet. There's we're just gonna try and maximize on the time that
So
we're
how
here.
many sessions do you guys have? Like how many songs or sessions would you say you guys did last time? And what's the goal for
I
this
actually
time?
can't really remember. Like last time it was, I don't know.
Maybe
how many.
like 16 songs or 17
Yeah.
songs that we came home
Like
with.
when we came back to London, everyone's like, "How was Kenya?" I was like, "I don't know. We were in the studio the whole time." But
So no safari, no white cap, no bitches, no nothing.
Plenty of white cap, plenty of Tusker. We still went out quite a bit. Luckily, DJ Mora knows a lot of cool spots and took
Okay.
us out, treated us nice. But yeah, we didn't get to see as much because we were making all this music.
Yes.
It's like coming back with all of this work to do and all this music was a better
Perfect,
gift
yeah.
than any kind of safari, to be honest.
And
We'd have to do both.
What's the goal of this time? I guess what's the goal this trip? Do you guys have a the first time you guys came, you experienced it. You got a lot of work done. I guess what's the goal with this trip?
The goal is to kind of meet as many people as we can and play this music to as many people as we can and try and expand our network of creatives here. And the longer term goal outside of this trip, again, like I say, is to build like a bridge between London and Nairobi music scenes. And the long-term goal is to be able to have like a showcase in London with bringing Kenyan artists there, which unfortunately is like much more difficult than us coming here due to visa and stuff, which is shameful how difficult it is. But it's a process, and we're working hard, especially with some of our partners in London, to try and make this happen. But for this trip, we want to just expand our network, play our music to as many people as possible. And
I'll put you on the spot for a quick one. If you're putting together a showcase, who's on your lineup? Let's manifest. We're gonna put
the lineup on Wednesday. Or?
The lineup you would put together
lineup.
For the lineup for this showcase that you would do in London.
Well, DJ Mura, we got to have him there. He's our man.
To hear DJ Mura.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the dream. We love all of these guys. See, the dream would be to have Shari Africa, Judith Bwire, Michelle Ongaro, Yaba. Fariji Napa, Congolese guy. Sydney Simila, Udilele. Yeah, I mean, the list goes on really.
So let me ask you something. You know the club you're talking about, the one that Kwame Otiende runs. You think a live Kenyan event or show would like sell out there? Would people come?
Definitely.
Like for sure. Like when you guys are playing, who's the crowd? Is it Kenyans? Is it beautiful? That's why I'm actually interested.
And especially the London scene in general. Like London is such a multicultural place that like you can play to a full club of every nationality in the world in one club, which is like...
And they'll listen to this and they'll vibe to it?
And it, like, obviously sometimes it can be divisive because we play so many different styles. It's like you got a little Latin corner of the room that enjoy one bit and then suddenly they're not interested while we're playing the other stuff. But it's fun. You keep everyone moving.
To be honest, I mean, like, there's certain things that are universal. Like, everybody can bop to a certain beat.
Yeah.
I love this because there's an argument that we always have with here in Kenya is the problem is that the language we sing in is not it's garbage. There's always an excuse about something, but like genuinely, I don't know what Igbo and Shayo means, but I'm singing last. Like so,
I think it's party and spliffs. I looked it up.
I don't care. I don't care.
But that's the whole point.
But you're like, like genuinely, you guys are here. You're vibing to Yaba. You're vibing to everybody who's out here. Doesn't matter that.
Yeah.
Like even in these clubs you're talking about.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
And then when you have these, like I said, these little corners of people that are like, hey, this is my music, and they're just as amazed that we enjoy it, and maybe we don't understand it, but like we love it so much that we play it in our sets.
The thing is, though, there's certain crowds like in London. I've been thinking this a lot because my understanding of Nairobi is that, also Kenyan music is that you might have a Luo crowd which listen to Luo music and maybe don't branch out too much into other stuff, and a Swahili crowd that don't listen to Luo music. And I've been told that it seems to be quite, cliqued into those things. But in England, if you're listening to African music, you've already decided that you're not, you're okay with not understanding the lyrics. So it doesn't matter what you're listening to, but you're just listening to the music. So it's a different, it's a different way of thinking about it. If we're playing a night full of Luo, Kikuyu, Kamba, whatever it is, stuff all together, the people there, they don't know the difference, but they just, they'll just bop to it all.
So I'm hoping I get a chance to see you guys live while you're here, because I'd love to see what a set looks like. But you guys are going to be playing outside Nairobi as well. Can you let people know about those shows as well?
For sure, yeah. So for anyone who's coast side, we are playing
Lamu and Kilifi.
Yeah, Kilifi then Lamu.
Yes.
Yeah. So on Friday we are at Distant Relatives in Kilifi playing with our boy DJ Mura. We should maybe get a little like shot every time we say DJ Mura or something. Yeah. But yeah, big fan of his. So we're playing with him on the Friday. And then Saturday we're at Lamu playing at Diamond Beach.
Lamu's different.
Yeah.
We've not been. We didn't get a chance to go last year, but we've heard good things. Yeah.
So let me ask you something. Like Kenyan music is really dominated by the scene is dominated by a lot of Afrobeat,
Mhm.
a lot of bongo music,
Mhm.
which is from Tanzania,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and then, funnily enough, a lot of drill music.
Yeah.
Last
Like
time we
UK
were
drill
here-
is like
Yeah, yeah.
it's the it thing. Like we
Yeah.
got drill rappers,
Kenya
male,
drill was
female,
popping as
everywhere.
well, man.
Yeah.
Last time we were here, shout out to Joe the Man, who was showing us all this Kenya drill on YouTube. We were like, whoa.
Yeah.
It's big. Like
Yeah.
it's like so. I guess what can like would you guys in you guys as live sets? Is it live sets, DJ?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. But like, would you guys throw in some? What's
This,
for the
yeah.
crowds you guys are performing? Are you guys reading the room or you guys?
Yeah, like
How does it
obviously
go?
There's part of the DJing where you have to like think about, is anyone else enjoying this apart from me? Like, you know, I'm doing a job, I'm playing for them. But yeah, I mean, there's a fine line between just like playing what you think they're gonna like, or also wanting to show people stuff that you like
true.
without like boring them. Because a lot of the time when people are drunk, they just want to hear something they know.
True.
So it's a fine line, and you kind of we dance along that line.
Yeah, we always like to try and slip in something that we think, oh, this is maybe a bit of a curveball.
Yeah.
And sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. But, you're only 2 minutes away from another song. So.
Yeah.
So how do you guys balance each other out? Because there's two of you. So I guess how does the duo come together? I guess what's that dynamic? Like if you guys are DJing, are you like both on? Are you like how do you guys? I'm meeting you guys for the first time, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm sure.
Yeah, so I mean, we basically play every set as a back-to-back, just pretty spontaneous, pretty unplanned, but like fun back-to-back energy where it's usually 1 for 1 or 2 for 2.
Okay.
Where we just keep kind of bouncing off each other. Like Mal will play something and I'm like, oh, okay. And sometimes it gets competitive. Where you're like,
I usually get a surprise response from mine.
Would you ever play like a song in his set that you were thinking of playing and then now you can't play it?
Yeah, all the time. He'll play something and I'm like, I mean, it's good because we're on the same team here, but like, I wanted to play that.
Yeah. No, it's fun. I mean, we've been playing together for so long now. I mean, before we did the Village Cuts project, we did, various other projects, and we've been DJing for a while. So we kind of understand each other's styles. And often when a new tune comes out, I'll probably assume that Mike's already got it, Okay. But yeah, I mean, sometimes, like I say, we can be disappointed when the other person plays the tune that you wanted to play, but most of the time it's just vibes. It's just fun.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So you guys are doing something interesting that's a bit different now. You're coming from the point where you're performing live, you're producing, but now you're releasing this music. Now it's the extra element of marketing this music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How is that? Like,
I mean,
because it's not like what you're used to.
Yeah.
Because now you have to go on radio, you have to go do blah blah blah. Like,
yeah.
How is marketing this music, and what are you learning from it?
A lot. Learning a lot to start with. I mean, marketing music it's a necessary process nowadays for independent artists. There's like so many more things, even in the last few years of us doing this project, that new responsibilities that artists have if they're self-managed, for example, like us, to think about. And sometimes it becomes overwhelming. You think I got to do like social media stuff and different marketing things, which to be honest, no one really knows what to do. They just have to figure it out and find out what their listeners like. And
it also depends on the style of music, because there's certain music that we've released in the past that's more suited to a crowd that lives on Bandcamp, or there's music that's more suited to a crowd on TikTok or Spotify, whatever it is. So depending on the release, I guess we just kind of tailor our approach to how we want to start promoting it.
Also, it's like learning how to release music back at home in London is one thing, but then learning how to release music in Nairobi and across Kenya is a whole new experience as well. So the way people consume music is different, and there's a lot more focus on music videos here, for example.
Very true.
And like I've learned so much about the artistry of a music video, for example.
Are you guys going to shoot any music videos for the songs you have?
So Sherehe, the video is
real, dude. Yeah, I don't know if we're allowed to say
I hope
that.
there's colors and lots of brightness and all that
That's all black
shit.
and white now. I'm joking. No, it's really colourful. Yeah,
Okay.
it's really colourful. But yeah, like I said, in London we don't really focus on music videos. I mean, not at our level. We're still pretty underground,
Yeah.
so it's like it don't even think about a music video. And then over here, it's like the standard of music video is so high, even for underground artists. And like, I get that might make things difficult for.
It's also expensive because then
Exactly.
if you don't have money for a video, then you're not your song's not. And you cannot. People everywhere you wanna go, they're gonna ask you where's the video.
Yeah,
Where's the video?
exactly.
Yeah.
But also, on the other hand, we are part of a generation that is very quickly becoming very visual with very short attention spans.
Very
so
true.
you can't just expect people to sit and stream your song without anything to look at for like 4 or 5 minutes.
So
you know?
even for us, we made the songs. We loved the songs like dearly, but even for us, after we'd heard it so many times, when we saw the video, you know,
Yeah, I
come
can't
together
wait for you to
with
see
the track,
this, yeah.
it was like it brought on a whole new,
Gives
you know,
it
lease
more
of life.
life,
for
yeah,
it.
definitely.
So yeah, it was. I mean, it definitely makes a difference having visuals.
So I want to ask you my final question, and I want to ask you. I want you guys to both answer this question.
At the same time? Or?
No. What goal do you guys have for Village Cuts? I guess I'm personally very thankful for you guys in the sense that you guys are collaborating with Kenyan artists. You're working with a lot of different people. A lot of people are behind the scenes working to make make this possible. So it's not just there's a lot of people involved, rooting for you guys, supporting you guys.
For sure.
In terms of the shows, the media, like there's so many people. I love that there's so many people involved and like they're being part of something bigger.
Yeah.
So I'm really in love about that. But like I'd love to know, you guys are gonna be able to do I love that you have music you're gonna put out. And it's gonna be able to be heard by so many people. There's gonna be videos. There's gonna be, but like for you guys, I guess what's the goal for Village Cuts? Like when it's all said and done, like what do you want people to remember?
Well, hopefully it will never be all said and done. But like, yeah, I mean, personally, I just want to experience as much of the world as possible and learn so much different sounds and cultures and being able to travel and then with a purpose as opposed to like traveling, you know, kind of going on holiday or something, but to be able to go somewhere and immerse in a scene and a music scene and learn so much and take home music from that. That's kind of the long-term goal for me, is wanting to travel as much as possible and build these kind of musical connections all around the world, really.
Just dope.
Yeah, I mean, for me also, you know, I'm maybe at risk of sounding a bit cheesy here, but also just it's such an amazing way to make friendships with people.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like learning about stuff musically and, you know, just, you know, striving to become better at what we do. But a lot of it for us, some of the most meaningful things about what we've done so far is just, you know, meeting people, making friendships, and even better, making collaborative relationships.
Yeah, again, to further what you were saying, it's by no means just what myself and Matthew do to make this project happen. Without so many people here in Nairobi and all across Kenya, without any of these people, we wouldn't be here. So it makes me feel immensely grateful and appreciative of how much support we have from our like close team and from the promoters and all the people that want it to happen, because obviously without them it wouldn't be.
Big shout to our friend Joe in the corner
big
again.
Up Joe.
Big up Joe. Big up everybody. There's so many.
Yeah.
So now this music, when is it going to come out?
So we've slightly paused for December because we've got another remix of a Ghanaian artist called KOG who's based in the UK. That's coming out early December. So then we're just gonna pause on releases for the rest of this year, get New Year's, Christmas out the way, and then we're gonna hit 2023 with a string of new releases, including some of the collaborators that we mentioned previously. And just hit 2023 off to a good start, hopefully.
Is it when do we get the video? This year or next year?
You might get it sooner than you think.
Okay.
Yeah, very soon.
I like this. So people can see you guys in a lot of places. You guys are around for how long? A week?
A couple of weeks.
Yeah,
Okay.
2 weeks.
And you guys are going to be in Nairobi, in Kilifi, in Lamu, and then back in Nairobi as well.
That's
right.
Nanyuki.
Yeah, and
Nanyuki?
Nanyuki.
Are you guys going to be playing in Nanyuki?
Yeah,
Yeah,
downtown.
Shit!
Yeah.
You guys are booked and busy.
Apparently so, yeah. I've never been to Nanyuki before, so I'm really excited.
That's really
check
cool.
It out, man.
I hope that you guys have a good time in Kenya.
Yeah, thank
I
you.
hope you guys get to collab with more people.
Yeah, the
Um,
list is still growing. It's like I don't know how we're gonna
So
cancel.
please, feel free to to recommend people.
Definitely.
Yeah, and we'll be listening to your show as well.
Please,
Yeah,
please,
thanks
please.
so much for having us on, man.
I love having you guys. I love the record share here.
Thank you.
I hope that more people get to hear this, more people get to understand what you guys are trying to do, because it's a lovely project.
Thank you, man.
Thank you. Asante
Yes.
sana.
We're gonna go back to some music, but that was Village Cuts on Radio 254. Please keep listening. Good night.